The stitch that I'm going to show you today I got from an old knitting book. It's called My Knitting Book by Miss Lambert, and it was published around 1845 or so. This stitch is worked on an even number of stitches, and initially you're going to work 5 rows, and then after that you'll only be repeating rows 2 through 5. The first row is just a plain knit row, and as you can see I've already done that because I've worked this pattern several times at this point. And the yarn that I'm using today is called Patton's Angora Bamboo, and I'm using size 7 needles. And I'm only going to show you rows 2 and 3. Those are the only rows where anything special really happens. Like I said, row 1 is a plain knit row, and then row 4 is also a knit row, and row 5 is a purl row. Rows 2 and 3 are where you're going to be decreasing and increasing to make these little bumps here. And this stitch doesn't really have a name in the book. It is just noted as a pretty stitch for a purse. So it doesn't have an official name. It looks really familiar to me though, and I did look in some of my other stitch pattern books that I have to see if I could find this, but I couldn't. So if anyone recognizes this stitch, can go ahead and let me know, because it seems really familiar to me. I just can't seem to find it anywhere, but I'm almost positive I've seen it somewhere before. So anyway, okay, I'm ready to work row 2 here. And row 2, you're just going to start out by knitting the first stitch, and then to decrease, you're going to knit 2 together all the way until you get to your last stitch of the row, and you'll just be knitting the last stitch by itself. So now I'm knitting 2 together. Very easy stitch to do. And this yarn, by the way, is very nice. I would categorize it as a luscious yarn, but it is a bit expensive. I would just use it for small projects myself. Okay, last stitch, just knit it by itself. So now we've decreased our number of stitches, and in row 3 we're going to put them back in. We're going to start row 3 by knitting the first stitch. And now to make your increases, what you're going to do is you're going to knit this bar that's between the stitch that you just knit on your right needle and the next stitch on your left needle. So row 3 is knit the bar, knit 1, all the way across to your last 2 stitches. So I'm just going to go ahead in here, pick up that bar, and knit it. Knit the next stitch on the left needle, knit the bar. Knit 1, knit the bar. Just like a normal knit stitch, except that it's not on your needle. Knit 1, knit the bar, knit 1, knit the bar. And this is the last time that you will be knitting the bar. When you get to your last 2 stitches, you're just going to knit them. You're not going to be knitting the last bar here. Just leave that one alone and knit the last stitch. Then row 4 again is a knit row, and row 5 is a purl row. I'm not going to show you those, but you would just be repeating your decrease row, your increase row, a knit row, and a purl row, and that is what gives you this pretty stitch pattern.